Okay, I believe we are live. Well, welcome everybody to Mappy Hour. This is our happy hour for those of us who love maps, also known as geocachers. So cheers, everybody. We've made it to another Friday and another Mappy Hour. So welcome everybody. Let me get a few more folks in from the waiting room. Here we go. I think.
Looks like people are already saying where they're from.
Yeah.
Some are even telling the truth.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
hey.
not giving us postal coordinates, huh? So cool. Well, welcome again, everybody. I see we do have folks in from some locals from Spokane, Ohio, California, Michigan, um, Colorado,
Colorado,
Kentucky,
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Yeah, we are in Spokane Valley, Washington. As many of you know, we're about 4 hours inland from Seattle, so very close to Idaho border, actually. Here we go. Admit more folks in. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm Lisa. Look at Lisa, your host tonight, and our other host.
I'm JD, Kid Vegas 19.
Yeah. And our topic tonight that we'll be getting to here in a moment is CITO, or cash in, trash out. I know there's multiple
Yeah, it's just
pronunciations.
gonna say, is that how you say that?
There are different ways to
Okay.
say it. Mhm. All right. So, but before we get to our topic tonight, we do have notes from the field. So we'd love to know, yeah, what sort of geocaching adventures y'all have been up to here in the last, since you were
Couple
on with
weeks,
us
yeah.
last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
or anything that you're planning. Lots of people are making plans right now. What's upcoming for you and such. But before we can get there, I do have a few ground rules just to keep us moving along smoothly here. So, okay, let's click a few more buttons. There we go. So please keep yourself on mute unless you have been called on to speak. And if you'd like to join us in the Zoom room, just raise your hand, just scroll down to the bottom and you should see where you can raise your hand. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hey, YouTube folks.
Yeah, like Great Two Forever from Missouri.
That's awesome. Good
Mhm.
to see you. Cool. So welcome. So if you'd like to join in the conversation on YouTube, just type something into the comments and JD is monitoring those and we'll bring that into the discussion here. And I've been working actually quite a bit on our YouTube channel at Cash Advance. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do that. We'd love to have you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I've been reorganizing things and cleaning it up a little bit. I still have more work to do, but we gained like 20 new subscribers just today. So that's been pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. All right, so again, then, oops, got more folks get in the waiting room here. However, sometimes maybe you've got an answer for somebody in the conversation
Mhm.
that's out of order. Just wave at the camera and hopefully we'll see you and we can bring what you have got to say into the conversation if out of order. That's okay. As long as we just keep yourself on mute though, and then we'll call on you and then you can unmute and join in. Of course, keep everything family friendly. Treat this like you would any other geocaching event. There are probably kids in the rooms with us here in Zoom. We are live streaming to YouTube, and this is also being recorded and will go into our Mappy Hour Hub, and will be available for folks either on YouTube or
Mhm.
on our hub to be able to binge watch at your leisure. And then this is also feeding into our AI, our Cache GPT, giving it more information and answers and such to help other cachers out.
So
So,
the hub, though,
mhm,
would be no ads. The YouTube
correct.
might have ads depending on your subscription.
That is very true. Yeah, yeah. And the hub is free. All you have to do is just give us your email, and that's what you need to do to get your account set up in the hub, and then you can jump in. I'm a little behind on post uploading all the latest videos.
Well, it
But
takes a while, doesn't it?
it does.
Okay.
It does take some time, but we're getting there for sure. So we've got coming up on 5 years, guys, of doing this. Almost 4 years every Friday. And then we switched to every other Friday. Oh, thanks, Nancy. Loving you too. And it's been so much fun over these years getting to know everybody, talking over discussions and staying in touch and learning. I know a lot of us have learned so much from each other. So that's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. And Jim is saying in the Zoom room, type in your caching name along with your real name.
Yeah, exactly like we did.
Yeah, and I forgot to do that. Yeah. So while I do that, I think we'll go ahead and jump to our first hand raiser. And so that would be Robert.
Robert.
Yeah. And then we've got Tom and then Vince. So go ahead. What have you been up to lately? Oh, and keep yourself to 2 minutes, please. So everyone gets a chance.
2 minutes ish.
Ish.
Okay.
Darn, I was hoping you would skip the time limit. Oh well. um Anyway, I've been maintaining my caches because we finally got a patch of 60-degree temperatures here in Colorado. So I've been able to get out and maintenance my caches. And then I was able to plant several geocaches and get my 400th hide accomplished.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
One of the caches I published, which I'm putting in the chat right now, is the geocache GCB3QJB. I asked one question. It is a puzzle cache where you have to figure out what the keyword is to the cache to get it solved. And I made it super simple, but a lot of geocachers have been overthinking it in order to try and solve it. And it is hilarious watching how many people are getting it wrong.
Well, that's awesome. So it's a simple but yet tricky puzzle cache.
Yes.
Okay. And 400 hides, how long have you been playing this game?
Since 2014.
Okay.
Wow.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Well,
It's
yeah,
always fun putting some new caches out and seeing who gets first to find on them.
Yes.
well, that is some amazing information. We appreciate you being on despite the jersey you're wearing, but that's okay.
No.
Come on, we got to watch the Avalanche take down our rivals tonight.
Okay, good luck.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and I forgot that is one of our other ground rules is no sports spoilers because some of us are diehard sport fans.
Oh, Luke was the only one who would spoil things. Everybody else has been really
They've
cool.
been pretty good, for sure.
Yeah, I won't do
Good
that.
luck to your team.
Excellent.
But yeah, tackle the puzzle. I put it in the chat if any of you want to try it out.
Yeah, I will
Very nice.
definitely. I'm going to click the link. So I've got it pulled up here. I ask one question. Cool.
All right. We'll look at it later.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, just since I'm the host, make a little side announcement. So thank you, Robert, for sharing all that. And I've been working on another course, as many of you know, on solving puzzles. And so it'll be coming out, I'm hoping next week. I'm just about done with the backbones of it and getting all the lessons loaded up. So now that'll give us 2 courses that can help those folks that are, not being able to solve or having challenges solving puzzles, learn a lot of really good tips on and techniques and skills to sharpen your abilities for solving puzzles. So yeah, stay tuned.
Creating them.
And creating them, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. A lot of folks that have gone through some of our other courses and such, remember with the Puzzle League, have been hiding more puzzles too. So we love that because we like to find them. So cool. Keep it up.
Puzzles rock.
Absolutely. Thanks. Let's see. Okay, then I think it was Tom,
Vince, and then Scott.
Yep.
Hi. So today I moved one cache about 190 feet north because the box that was hidden under is going to be moving tomorrow. So on the back side of the Gilchrist Mall, I renamed it Gilchrist Mall instead of finished your book. So, and then I went and checked on my 97 northbound number 2, found the logbook was full, so I put a new paper in that, and then I went and hit a new letterbox hybrid cache that I told you about last time. Finally got up to 66 degrees today, and I had to walk around some snow to get where I wanted to hide it. That I got it hidden, and I sent it into the reviewer to be published this afternoon. So
Okay.
it'll be published tomorrow, maybe. So, so yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Excellent. That's the cache maintenance, especially heading into this time of year is key for, well, except for Derek, but
Yeah.
as we're coming out of our winter into our spring, then yeah, that is key.
It is, yeah.
Catch it
Cache
up and-
maintenance is really important in the springtime, especially for places where, the foliage really changes. Maybe the leaves fell and now they're coming in, or vice versa. Yeah, so it's a good time for cache maintenance, updating coordinates, things are changing. So yeah. So cool, Tom. Thanks for sharing. Great. Who is next? It's
Okay,
Vince.
so it's Vince, Scott, and then Jim Starcatcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago during the last event, which I ended up missing, and I was actually coming home from a Valentine's Day evening event, which was kind of cute. It was one of those where we all had to bring a shoebox, and we had to make our an old school Valentine's Day shoebox type deal where you could decorate and all that stuff. Then we all got to exchange Valentines with each other and so forth. And then last weekend, I attended our annual Michigan Geocaching Organization Winter Social, which was held this year very nearby in Grand Rapids. That was a very fun-filled afternoon, morning and afternoon. I attended a couple nice, very informative seminars. One had to do with cache tours. I'm trying to become a better cache tour user. And then the second one I attended had to do with earth caches. The presenter there was trying to make it that earth caches, they're not that hard. If you just go out and walk, go around, you'll find some place where you could put out an easy earth cache. I attended that one, and then I did manage to place one geocache about a little over 2 weeks ago. It happened to be it was a Super Bowl related type hide. It just had to do with former announcers that have announced the Super Bowl. So it was a real easy puzzle cache. So yep, it's been my activity for a few weeks.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. Yeah, good to see you. Right. Was it
So
Scott?
it's Scott, and then Jim Starcatcher, and then Dick Skyhopper.
Set some caches, found some caches, and then the two things that I think I would talk about. I'll share the screen here. There is a group that is trying to accomplish setting a Adventure Lab GeoArt in every state, and they're concentrating on doing it in the welcome centers right at the borders of the states, and they're working from the east to the west, and they just finished Missouri, and I think this one right here, that's mine. So yeah, kind of went over to the dark side completely. But I was able to go ahead and get one done. It's on Native American Indians, and not a whole lot of information because I don't expect people to really read a lot of information. And one of the things that I did do was I found some really nice Indian philosophies, Indian quotes and I put those as the first thing. My favorite one is we must take care of the earth. We have not inherited the earth from our parents. We are borrowing the earth from our children. So that was one of them. And then let me see if I can real quickly do this. Okay, I guess oh, God, I hate this. Okay, everybody. And then continuing to work on Signals Island, which we have, it's going to be a geocache. It's going to be an event down in San Diego. It's going to be October 4th. And the reason that we're able to get it up so quickly is that although we at this point are just an event, we are trying to get it as a block party. And at this point, we're about 40%, a little over 40% on our will attends.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, and I would ask people to go ahead and take a look, see if you were interested. If you are interested, contemplating coming, log a will attend. If you're not interested, please don't log a will attend. The last thing we want is, 300 geocachers from Germany logging will attends. That would just kill this whole effort. So that's it. Thank you
Okay,
all very
so
much.
for that event, Scott, are the podcasters going to be part of it in some
The
form?
podcasters have logged their will attend. They're not part of the organizing committee, but they will be there. And actually, they're having an event celebrating their 900th podcast on March 15th. And we are taking advantage of that, of attending that event. And then afterwards, us organizing teams are going to go out to lunch and make our plans over at the facility. So,
Perfect.
yeah, it's going to
Excellent.
be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing all that.
My pleasure. Thanks for letting me.
Yeah. I'll have to take a look into that. That was a Facebook private group for the
Yes.
50 states.
Do
Yeah.
you want me to invite you?
Yes, if that's all
Okay.
right. I would love an invitation.
I will get you
I've been
an
definitely
invitation.
kicking around the idea
Yeah.
of doing something similar.
And I see Robert
here.
would like an invitation also. Very
Okay.
good.
Yes, sir, I would.
Very good.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, it looks like I might be the coordinator for California. So
Oh.
when it gets out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Take care, kids.
Cool. Thanks. Great. I think we have Jim and then Dick.
Yep.
Okay, there. I think hopefully it's working because I don't know why I have this green streak over here someplace. I don't. Whatever. I
We
assume.
don't see it.
I assume you see.
Fine here.
Okay, I have from when I'm looking at my the little square of me. It has a green streak going down it, a big wide green streak. But anyways, okay, if it's you don't see it, that's fine. But I want to bring you up to date. You remember a month ago, the topic was the hiding themes, and we were talking about the current one that I think goes through. I think it's March 5th or 6th or something like that. Is frogs, and I showed you the cache I was going to put out the next day, which was a bison tube with a tag on it that was going on a sign. It was rather high, so I put the zip tie on it so I could reach it a little bit better. And I said it was a loose theme thing because you had to like leap for it because it was so high. Well, let me show you the picture of it just so you can. This is the picture of it. If you remember the bison with a zip tie. Well, anyways, as I hit it, and then I came home and I started writing up my stuff, and then I realized that doesn't that look like a tadpole?
It does.
Yeah.
So I named the cache tadpole. So it was even more of a frog themed, thing that because it looks like a tadpole. But then now it's March though, and so it's time for me to do the next thing. and I just briefly discussed possibilities, and I was thinking maybe doing a little, little plastic frog and sticking a tube or something in it. But then I went to the dollar store and I found this frog or lawn ornament, and so I
Nice.
drilled a hole in it and glued a bison tube is actually glued inside of it. And so this is the one that's going to go out sometime in the next couple of days, so I can still be in that time frame. So sometime in the next 4 days, I have the spot located for it. But this will be my March hide, and it's obviously frog themed.
Obviously, that's awesome.
So, anyways, I thought I'd just bring you up to date on those two. So that's it.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, well, be sure to nominate yourself if you're not already nominated for any of your podcasts.
Yeah, I'll go out there and put it out there, but I'll wait till I get this one out there first.
Cool. Oh, I wish we were closer to everybody so we could go find all of them. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jim. I think we have Nick. Oh, and then I'm sorry, Dick. And then Annette. I was saying Annette and Dick at the same time, and it came out Nick.
Might as well be the same time. We're both in the same room. Yeah, only we're not quite as close as Lisa and JD. Well, it's been a rather interesting week for us here in Las Vegas. It's been a tough week, but an interesting week. We started out with a return visit from one of our old geocachers down here that came in from her new home up in Minneapolis and for the weekend. So we went out and got a geo art close to Las Vegas, a new geo art that's just south of Las Vegas that one of our longtime heavy duty cachers put out of 42 reverse Where I Goes dinosaur series. So the geo art's a dinosaur. So we went out and got that on Sunday. Then on Monday, all the excitement began. We went up north to the intersection, and Bob, HT Bob will know about this, and some of the others. There's a monument marker at the intersection of Utah, Arizona, and Nevada, a tri-state memorial marker up there north of Mesquite, Nevada. So we decided we'd go up there. There's a few interesting caches. There's another memorial out in the desert on the way out to this remote location where a family died back in the 1860s. That is in the middle of nowhere, but somebody maintains it. It's pretty cool location. So we decided we'd go up and do that. It's a long drive in the desert. Anyway, we got up there, got the cache up to the Tri-State Memorial Cache, and started heading back down to Mesquite. And at that point, if I can share this, I don't know if you got me set up to share. But we ended up coming down off of Mesa and taking a trail that we didn't know had been co-opted by another massive solar field. The end result was this. It's about a 45-degree angle hanging on by the upper wheels, and it's about a 200-foot drop down. For a few minutes, I thought we'd probably not going to make it. When it first happened, I had two passengers in the Wrangler with me, and they were on the passenger's downhill side, so it was a little dicey there for a few minutes. Hanging on, hoping it didn't roll. It's a 45-degree angle. It's a little hard to tell, but anyway, it was. I was able to get the ladies out. I had the one in the back seat come up to the driver's side and come out the back, and then I had the Annette was in the passenger seat, and I was really worried about her. And I didn't want to open the doors on the downhill side to change the weight distribution, but I had to. She couldn't get out over me. And so I had her very carefully get out and quickly get around back of the car, back of the Wrangler to clear the area. And then we hung on, made a very brief attempt to hook up to a Wrangler that was behind us to try to pull back, but that just caused it to slide a little further. So at that point, I bailed out, and we stood there and waited for a while. Eventually, we got local Mesquite towing company got up there, and they were able to get up into this big solar field. We didn't know. We were 2/3 of the way down from the mesa on this road. We didn't know when we started down the mesa that this had been a whole area, and it's back behind here also, has been co-opted by this solar field project, and they've got this temporary dirt road around it. And we were about 2/3 of the way down when the real soft, heavy sand kicked my right tire off, and there we were. So, but eventually, we called our good friend Moose Mob, who many of you know, and Storton, who now lives in Mesquite, and gave our coordinates. And he went over and got a hold of these guys in the little two-door Wrangler up there, and they're the towing company, and they were able to get into the solar field, run a tow line through the fence, and we were able to do this and pull me up.
Looking a lot better.
Yeah. So,
Wow, they're going right to the fence.
Yeah.
I won't bore you with the whole video, but eventually they did get me back up on the dirt, and nobody got hurt, no damage to the vehicle, but it's a little exciting, and not a whole lot of times. 9 years I've done a few rescues, but I've never been the rescuee before. So wow. I know JD had seen this, apparently this on Facebook, because he'd made a comment earlier on it. But it was pretty exciting. So that was our start of our week. And then after that, we settled down for a couple of days, but the bad news was that we had to put our dog down last night. So it's been a pretty sad week for us here. Anyway, that other than that, we're getting ready to go to Hawaii on Monday, hopefully. Thank you, Nancy. We're getting ready to go to Hawaii on Monday for 3 days, and hopefully get the oldest in Hawaii, on Oahu, and as many other cats as we can possibly get. And then in the middle of March, around the 21st, we're going to head north and do our annual transition for Miss Baseball in the background back there, who has to go to work at opening day on the 27th. So been an exciting week for us, but so far, with all that adrenaline, I slept good Monday night. That was our week.
Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you guys are safe, and so sorry to hear about your dog. I saw all of that on Facebook, so thank you for all the story around it. That's crazy. So thanks for sharing. Annette, you're next.
All right. Are we gonna echo?
No, looks like you got it.
Okay.
You on?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So, like he said, it was a mixture of good things and tearful things this week. But on Sunday, when we did the dinosaur geo art, I finished up my second, third, and fourth fizzy. I was lacking 2 slots after Yuma because of the geo art there, but the different DTs that he had in the geo art for the dinosaur helped me get not only the 2 blocks I needed for the second, but he had enough variety in there. And it was a bumpy road. It was not the easiest road in the road to get down. But we did it, and I also hit 18,000 finds, which is something I would have never figured in 2020 when I hit 4,000. So I guess you could say that when I paired up with Skyhawker, I definitely increased my numbers. And it's just that, and just grateful that we did get out of our situation on Monday. It was uh, uh thank goodness for good friends that know what they're doing. And I'm just grateful that everything came out great. And we will miss Tucker immensely.
Yeah. Wow.
That's it. Thank you.
Oh, did you see in the chat where Kevin hit 18,000 as well on Sunday? And Houston texts Dave in YouTube as saying congrats on the 18,000 runnings.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Congrats. Whew, it's been an emotional, exciting week for you guys. So
well, how many fines did Dick have when you two hooked up as caching partners? Because he might just be trying to show off and impress you. And man, it's a weak theory.
Oh my goodness.
She hasn't got as many. I haven't gotten as many as she has during this period of time because she's been getting a lot of them down here in Las Vegas that I didn't have.
Yeah, that you already had.
I already had. So
Wow.
I'm just nibbling at 29,000.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, nice of you to be the cash chauffeur and cash host. And you guys enjoy your time in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about jealous, but okay.
Yeah. We're actually just talking about Hawaii. Well, actually, Nancy and I were talking about Hawaii the other day. We have HT Bob.
Well, it's been a while since we've been on because the every other week schedule kind of coincided with our every other week schedule. But we did go to Bamaram. Well, actually, we went to Melbourne, Florida, where I used to live, for the first block party in the United States. Well, I guess since the ones in Seattle. But that was fun. Dale and Barb did a great job. Their first time they had a mega, and it was a mega attendance too. I mean, they would have had mega status just with their attendance, but did a nice job. It was real reminiscent for me because I lived about a half a mile from that park for 4.5 years.
Wow.
It was kind of neat going back through some of those old trails that I've been on before many times. But and we just did a weekend trip for that one. We didn't even take Molly because we flew commercial. Would like to have flown my plane, but the weather wasn't going to work out. So we got to fly down commercial and flew back on Monday. And then we 2 weeks later we're driving down to Bamarama, and we left in the icy rain, icy, sleety. We had the worst weather for about Dayton to south of Louisville. But then it turned into rain. It rained all the way to Montgomery. So in our 14, 15 hours worth of driving, we had rain for about 11 or 12 of it. Rain and sleet and snow. But there was one thing I said when I was down there, and I thought these words would never come out of my mouth. But I honestly thought they had too many adventure labs. Molly. Molly made a guest appearance here. I did 702 adventure labs in that 5.5 days. There are other people that did over 1,000. We left 400 or 500 adventure labs on the table down there. It was just it was literally was too much because all people were doing was walking around the park. I mean, you could stand in one spot and do 20, 30 adventure labs in one spot, you know. People were just on their phones walking around. There wasn't as much. I'm very social, so I like talking with people and hanging out with people, which is why I didn't do as many adventure labs as some of them did. But yeah, and then we end up getting sick down there coming, and we've been both sick since we've been home.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been with at least it wasn't any virus. We had flu and COVID tests and all that stuff. It's just some kind of cold, or what did you say? Bronchitis. Nancy's got bronchitis,
Oh, geez.
but anyway, so we've been hacking and coughing for 2 weeks. But, yeah, so probably the worst non-flu cold I've had ever that I could think of. It just has been hanging around. But anyway, we did have a good time. It was our first time to Bamarama. Interesting area, not a very large city or anything like that to hang out in. A lot of small towns. They had a lot of cool caches spread out, and stuff like that. So, but that was kind of cool. Now I kind of else I was going to say. I guess that was it. Oh, our upcoming trips. We're going to New Zealand and probably Australia in April. We are flying out to Las Vegas next week about this time. We're flying out to see my favorite band of all time, the Eagles, play at the Sphere. And so hopefully get to see some of our peeps while we're out there. We won't have a car. Where we're going to rely on our feet. And if any friends want to pick us up and go caching, that's great. But we'll be out there on Saturday and Sunday, and then part of Monday. We fly back on Monday. So I don't know what part. I think it's like around 2 or something. So we got Monday morning we can find a few before we leave. But so I was going through a couple challenge caches that were the old style where you have to go through GSAC or go through each cache page and figure out if you qualify. There were ones I signed when I lived out there, and I just never got around to trying to figure out if I qualified. So I've spent the last couple of days going through those because they're like 3 and 4 hours each to figure out. And so it's kind of neat reminiscing through some of the caches I found when I lived out there.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
Right.
I thought I'd better do that just in case I needed one more cache to qualify. I could get while I was out there. Because they were both Las Vegas based challenges.
Yep.
Ah,
Sorry I talked too long, but it's been a long time.
Well,
it's been a while.
yeah. So you brought up a point that Scott asked a question about. Scott thought that perhaps Yuma was the first block party, and it wasn't.
I don't think it was. I
It
think it
was
was.
Dale Barb's event.
January 25th. They specifically picked the 25th because it was the 25th year of caching. So, and they get to be the first in the United States, at least this go around of block parties.
Yeah, it was sort of funny at one of the events. It might have been going caching last year, but Yuma was, letting people know, hey, we're going to be the first block party, right? And they're handing out the business cards and stuff, and which was really cool. But then Dale's telling us a story. Somebody came up to him and said, hey, we're going to be the first block party. And he says, well, unless I'm mistaken, you're not.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a pretty funny story.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Different ends of the country to an extent, but yeah.
Yeah.
All great events for sure. So
It sure would have been fun to go to Dale and Barb's, but
yes.
it's a long ways away from here.
Yeah,
And
we're opposite corners.
It pre-qualified them for next year to be a mega too.
Oh, awesome. They've been really working hard building up that picnic event. So cool. Cool. Well, I hope you guys are feeling better soon. Yeah. No fun being sick, as I definitely know, and a lot of us know too. It sounds like there is so much crud going around these days. So yeah, everybody wash your hands and do all those things that we need to do. So did we do any caching?
Hey, we're quick. No. The business of caching, he makes it hard to go caching sometimes.
It does. Yeah. I had a lot to get out this last couple of weeks, all of our subscriptions, and then working on lots of projects, including our new puzzle course coming up. So,
and then we did spend last weekend visiting my sister. So
we did.
Yeah. And the weekend before, for somebody's 95th birthday.
Yes.
Not yours, but
No. Yeah, my dad,
yeah.
Dr. B, who is the namesake for my first couple of projects or products, such as
Mhm.
Dr. B's cash repair kit. So he turned 95, and my brother was in town, and
Yeah.
oh no,
So-
he wasn't for that part
No, but
earlier. Yeah. But we had a wonderful time
Mhm.
celebrating my dad's 95th birthday. Yeah. And he's still living at home independently, he and my stepmom. And haven't taken them caching lately. So hopefully we'll get a chance to get out
get
Father's
warmer.
Day. Yeah.
You see-
Had crappy weather.
You see Dick's comments. We had 317 attendees at our WSGA event Saturday night in Yuma. Wanted to claim it as a mega.
It's kind of funny. It's a WSGA in Arizona.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. Yeah. Sure. So hopefully we'll get some more geocaching. Actually, I'd like to get some in this weekend. We've been having wonderful weather here as well. It's been mid 50s, and I think we actually went into the early or low 60s today. Sunny and just gorgeous. And I've been able to get out and get some good walking in, at least, while this guy's been
Working for the man.
Yeah, so it's been a good break for me working on the puzzle course, which fingers crossed we'll be able to get out next week or so.
Well, we should probably jump into our topic.
We should.
Yeah.
So CITO season actually starts tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is when you can earn a souvenir if you are attending a CITO here through the next
I think we need to qualify it. This is how we
say
call
the
it.
word.
This is how we say it. We're the people that say Adventure Labs too. So take that into. But yeah, so we call it CITO. We have one ne'er-do-well in our group that calls it a CITO, but okay.
CITO.
Yeah.
I've also heard Kaitao.
Well, that's sunny.
Yeah.
Which
So-
is technically correct.
Probably, yeah. So it is starting tomorrow, March 1st through Saturday, May 31st is season 1. And then season 2 starts Monday, September 1st through Sunday, November 30th of this year is season 2. And all you have to do is attend a CITO during any of those, the first or second one, and you can earn up to 2 souvenirs. So yeah, do folks have CITOs? So do people have cash in, trash out events in their area, or are they planning to host one either this spring or fall, or spring, depending on what half of the world you are on, Derek, coming up? We'd love to hear about them. And I also want to hear about, I've hosted a few. I've got some tips for hosting them as well. I'd love to share any of those, but I'll wait till the end. So I'd love to hear any tips and what you have to say about CITOs.
Mhm.
But do you have something from
Yeah, so
you?
we've got Houston Texas Dave, the Texas Geocaching Challenge and Festival in Floresville, Texas is coming up in March.
Oh, okay.
And he says cash in, trash out time.
Awesome.
So I don't know, Dave, is that festival, the geocaching challenge, a CITO based type thing, or
I
it
believe
just
so. Probably they have a
as
satellite event, I'm assuming.
yeah,
So yeah,
typical of events. Yeah.
yeah. Share that information in the YouTube chat and we'll pass that on.
Okay, and then Great Two Forever is currently in the Kansas City area, and
Don't see
Ryan
listed.
says don't see any listed. So
Well, you've got some
we
time.
would like to recruit Ryan's help. Semmel's 123, he might know. And then yeah, so Houston, Texas, Dave says the CITO's on the last day. Okay, perfect.
So good. Yeah, we've been to many big events, mega events where there's often, a CITO at the end, the last day. Fun way for folks to give back after they've been, exploring and having fun in the area. So I see we do have a hand. So Vince, yeah, take it up.
Yeah, coming up middle part of April, I just got my CITO event published for April 12. I'm one of two local cashers, actually three local cashers that we participate through the MDOT Adopt a Highway program, and we've adopted a few of these carpool lots. So usually we schedule in the spring and then again in the fall. We have like two or three local events that are at, various times to give other local cashers an easy opportunity to earn that souvenir. Because I remember up until about maybe 6, 7 years ago, hardly nobody was hosting CITO events around here. So I remember one time I had to drive like 85 miles to get my souvenir. So our pickup window is a little earlier this year because Easter, MDOT wants to avoid Easter weekend. So um, the pickup window is the first 2 weekends of April, and I'm thinking, for the Lower Peninsula, that could get kind of interesting if the snow hasn't completely disappeared yet. So yeah, I got that event planned. So
Excellent.
Well, awesome.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Let us know how it goes.
Nice.
yeah, it's usually well attended. I usually get 20 or so attendees, and because the area is not that big, it doesn't take that long to clean up. But usually the spring one though is pretty involved because of all the winter trash and so forth.
Right.
Yeah.
So
All right, cool.
Cool.
Man, we got a lot of hands here, and I didn't notice the order, but it looks like we've got Kevin, then Jim Starcatcher, and then
Scott.
Scott.
So go ahead, Kevin. Good to see
Hello.
you.
So, our local scuba diving shop is hosting a underwater cleanup of one of the fishing piers here in Tacoma that we were going to participate in. So we asked them, we told them, hey, geocachers do this all the time. How about we co-host an event with the dive shop and the parks department? So we've listed our CITO. It's going to be on the 15th of March here in Tacoma. And there's going to be room for everybody because we need divers, we need boat people, and we need shore people. So I told them, yeah, we could probably easily get 15 or 20 additional people to help out on this one. So it'll be Train 5 CITO.
Wow, that's really cool.
Special equipment.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just published this morning, so should be fun.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we've had many CITOs here in the Spokane area in partnership with
other
organizations. The city, I think the city of Spokane even.
And then the river
keepers.
Yep.
Yeah. For a river cleanup along the Spokane River. And it's a huge organized event that we were able to work in an event, a geocaching CITO as well. So cool. Let us know how that goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what is pulled out of the water. The river CITOs we've done over here, there's some really strange stuff that is in the water. One of the strangest we found was the front landing wheel of a small airplane. That whole little assembly was in the river.
Apparently it fell off.
Yeah, we didn't find the rest of the plane, so that had to be.
But they had an interesting landing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yikes.
So yeah, that'll be fun to see what you guys find.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for sharing. Okay, next we have Jim Starcatcher.
Hi. Well, the Northwest Ohio Geocachers, our local geocaching association, adopted a section of a highway. I know probably 15 years ago. I'm not exactly sure how long ago. They've had it as longer than I've been geocaching. So, but but as part of that, it's a part of Ohio's whatever adopt the highway thing, and they put a sign up there. They put the geocache, the Northwest Ohio geocacher's name on the sign, saying that this section is it's a 2 mile section of the road, and because the way we've done it so long, we're now I think it's Code Star Gold Star member or Gold Star, because they've done it so long that it's it's gotten to a gold. They put a gold star next to the name because we've done it so much. But it's basically you have to do it 4 times. You have to clean up the highway 4 times a year, and so we've been doing that for a long time. Unfortunately, the number of attendees is going down and down and down and down. Occasionally, there's only 4 people that show up to do the 2 mile stretch, which makes it a little more work than But I mean, usually there's more than that. But I think at one time there was four people that showed up. It's like, okay, we're gonna really do a lot of cleanup. Luckily, that section of the road is not the main. It used to be the main route between Toledo and Fort Wayne, but then they built a bypass, a whatever limited highway bypass around that section. So now it's more local, so it doesn't get as much trash now because it's not the main highway. But I mean, since we're still doing the same section, whatever. So that's kind of good that with a lack of attendees, that it's not as messy either. But it is kind of a little bad where you have to walk instead of like dividing into 4 groups. You have to we have to divide into 2 groups, and each person had to walk out and back, and basically walk whatever is that 2 miles of cleanup if they're doing it that way. If you do it in 4, you'd only have to walk a mile. And so, but whatever. I mean, it happens, and hopefully it will keep going. And if it gets too low, then we might have to just say, it's not enough people attending, so we'll have to drop that nice little gold star status, which it would be hard to do. It's kind of a nice public relations thing. Although I don't think really most people don't notice the little sign that's a sign and read out below it. But whatever, it's nice to have that we can say we do it. But then there's also a couple other local people that will do a couple parks or something along the way during the year. But that's the main one that I attend all the time. Is I do the 4 events unless I have something that prevents me from doing it. I'll do those 4.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully your attendance will stay on and you guys can do it. And kudos to you for doing all that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing.
Okay, and then in YouTube, great too. Forever, I just posted what Ryan said in chat over here. Looks like there's a CITO in Kill Creek in 2 weeks' time.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thanks for sharing that over. Yeah. So next we have Scott.
Well, first off, Jim, congratulations for earning that, because so many of those, at least here in California, so many of those adopted sections of the highway really never get picked up. So good job for you guys.
Oh, really? Okay.
Belong to the Ojai Valley Cachers. We have actually adopted a section of the Ojai Valley Trail, which is a bicycle equestrian trail, and we also adopted a section of an actual trail at the Ojai Valley Land Conservancy. And so I was kind of looking through my little videos that I've done on CITOs, and we got beach cleanups. We have trail building videos, and then also just doing the game trails. I'm gonna stick a. This was, I think, was the most interesting of them. I'm just going to put the link in there if anybody wants to watch it. It's about a 7-minute video, so too long for this. But this was attaching on to the gas company was putting together a cleanup event in Bologna Creek, um, and which is right next to Marina Del Rey and Bologna Creek, and then a preserve area. And in there, I was able to interview the city council person and somebody from the gas company and somebody from Loyola uh, Marymount University who happened to know who took a class from my nephew when he was a professor there. So it was kind of a fun video to do, and yeah, so that was a blast. But yeah, they're really important to do, and gives the geocaching community a lot of respect, especially when in the early days, they didn't allow us to team up with other organizations. We had to do our own. But now that they are, is really helping spread the geocaching and into the community. So I'm really pleased that we can do that.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. I can't wait to watch that video. I probably
All
have
right.
seen it
Yeah,
before,
we've seen it.
but
I think we have.
yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. We've got HT Bob.
Yep.
I don't know if I've been on since the end of the year when I completed last year. I had set a goal to have 100 CITOs by the end of the year.
Right.
Not 100 in 2024, but to get to my 100th one, milestone 100th CITO by the end of the year. We partner with a local Masonic lodge that has a strip of state route highway, and it's a country lodge. So most of the members are all farmers. And when is the primary CITO season? Is in the spring and the fall. When are the farmers in the field? In the spring and the fall. So we reached out to them to help them with their trash pickup because they were, getting one or two people to have to do it all each time. And so, we get a souvenir, and we've been tying it into their twice a month breakfast. So that draws in people because we'll do an event during the breakfast, and then we'll do the CITO right afterwards. So we've been having pretty good attendance. We've been having 10 to 15 at least every time we've been doing it. And but you had asked about different types of CITOs. When I lived in Florida, we had a wide variety of CITOs. We had habitat restoration at the Brevard Zoo. And up here in Ohio, I've had invasive species plant removal where we'd pull mustard, what's that called? Mustard weed of some sort out of it's a non-native plant that just takes over a woods. We've helped a couple local parks with that more than once each. And one thing that a couple of you guys are in there that are reviewers. I submitted one last year for Leap Day to do a stretch of business parking lots on the south end of town. And our reviewer bounced it back to me and said, you can't do CITOs for commercial properties because they should pay someone to clean it themselves. Well, the problem is they don't. But anyway, so we pivoted, but I have been to a parking lot cleanup. I know I have. But anyway, I guess rules change. Every time I submit something, rules change. But I pivoted and did our local park cleanup, and that worked out really well too. But my advice is if you want to do a cleanup, come up with an idea, submit it to your reviewer, and give it a try. It doesn't have to be the tried and true standard trash pickup. There's a lot of things that you can do. I've seen tree planting CITOs. I haven't been to one, but I've seen them. There's a lot of different things you can do for CITOs. So I would encourage everyone. Oh, so this is funny. If I can, 20 seconds. When I was at an event right before Christmas, I was talking about my 100 CITO goal. And one of the ladies at the event looked at me like I had an alien on my head or something. And she said, well, I ain't going to pick up nobody else's trash. And it just kind of blew me away that someone wouldn't want to help pick up trash.
Yeah.
And I was like, but that's our game board. We need to keep it clean. She said, I pick up my own trash. I ain't picking up nobody else's trash. Okay. But I think it's an obligation we have as cashiers to clean up, even if it's at the bare minimum. When you're going to a cash, take an empty, one of those plastic grocery sacks. I mean, we got about 500 of them in this house. Everybody probably has a whole bag full of them. Take them with you. Pick up trash. I pick up trash on my way especially when I'm driving my truck. I'll pick up something. I'll throw in the back of the truck, and then I'll put it in the recycle bin or the trash bin when I get home. So.
Yeah. So the ne'er-do-well I was talking about in our group that calls it a CITO, same thing. Just there's not a cash outing that he is not picking up trash and bringing it back. So I mean, every time.
Yeah. We can always practice our own cash in, trash out whenever we're out and about. Definitely.
So Mountain Goat Jim, here's your answer.
Pet check. Yeah. Yeah. So
we got a couple more hands. We got Scott and Lori. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's get to that.
Let's got Lori first, and then we'll cycle
Lori.
back to Scott.
Sorry. Yep.
Well, I knew Scott was before me.
Yeah, well, he's not recovering from surgery, so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. Are you, Scott?
Looks like he might have been the surgeon.
Oh, no. He was not. Yes, I am recovering from surgery and doing really well and getting out daily. So
nice. Yep.
I'm doing well. I host a CITO at my local cemetery. So a couple years ago, the Daughters of the Revolutionary War, I think
the American Revolution.
Oh, American Revolutionary War, have taken over caring for our cemetery up here, and it was totally overgrown with solace and or salal, and they've been just slowly picking away at it, finding unmarked graves, just doing a wonderful job caring for it. And I've reached out to them a few times when they've had work parties, like, hey, can I bring the caching community? And they now know the caching community. They know where my cache is up in the cemetery. Well, did know. I moved it. Now I got to enlighten them where I moved it to. Just so if somebody comes along and goes, oh, what's this? They know. But it's been a really good turnout because we've pulled salal. We have cleaned headstones, and now they're just going to have a work party on the 15th and the 22nd of March. So I'm in a CITO for the 22nd since somebody already took the 15th from me. Where'd he go? No. So, but reach out to your cemeteries, because sometimes these old cemeteries just don't get over.
That's a great idea.
And we planted trees too.
Yeah, and then our local area, another cashier is really good about working with our parks department, and she does the planting of the trees. So we'll go up and pull Scotch broom and different things, and then sometimes we plant trees. So our area kind of has a little diverse, because we're like, we don't want to, no offense, I agree with, like, I don't want to pick up somebody else's trash, but we have done that too. But I'd rather do something more back to the earth in
Sure.
area in the cemetery. And our cemetery is just, you would not believe the pictures from 2-3 years ago to where it is now, because you can actually see headstones and there's not just little paths, it's a laid out thing. So
it's really nice.
Yeah. Voice, sorry, there's a voice. Oh, you can't see him over there. Dusty Alondro's sitting over here. So
Okay.
Oh, we can hear.
The bus is talking.
The bus is talking. Yeah.
Nothing. So yeah. And like Bob had said, it doesn't have to be picking up trash. There's so
Right.
many other things you can do for your community.
I love that idea though for the cemeteries around. So we all have those obviously, in our areas, and perhaps reach out to them to see if a project could be put together. Definitely our parks departments, local, state, county, regional, what have you. Yeah, I've pulled ivy. I've been a part of a couple different ones, invasive weeds and such, and which you'd mentioned as well. I remember when I did a couple actually down in Shampooy, around their event and their satellite event. So yeah, there are lots of different things that can be done that aren't dealing with other people's trash, which is important too for cleaning up. But I did one with mountain bike. Actually, we called it a DITO. It was a data in or cash in, data out. CITO? I don't know. We were actually mapping trails with handheld GPSs that were leaving tracks, and that was able to be uploaded to help with our conservation of the Beacon Hill area.
Okay.
And we made it into it was an event, so that was really a different way to do that. We're pulling data out literally for the event. So yeah, there's lots of different things that people can do. But the main thing is obviously talk to the landowner. Wherever you want to do a project, find out who manages that and work with them. A lot of the cash in trash outs that I've done with our city and county parks, they actually provide the trash bags, gloves.
They have, yeah.
Tape for marking things that you're not going to be picking up or putting in. You can tape it, put the flagging tape on, and then they'll arrange for the pickup. Don't forget about the pickup. I've been stuck a couple of times at events where another person has hosted it and forgot about how we're going to get everything out.
We eventually had to sell that rig.
Yeah.
7 years later.
Yeah. So also plan for how at the end, how you're going to be removing what you collect if it is a trash pickup. Make arrangements for that, however that's going to be. Hopefully, a city entity will you can work with them and designate a spot where they will come and pick it up. But it doesn't always work that way. So be sure that that part is taken care of as well. It's not just collecting it into another pile that will then be, made a mess of. So that's my other tip as well.
So Scott's
got a hand. Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, perfect segue into the tip that I was going to talk about. And that is that if you're putting on a CITO, GCHQ will allow you to stack one event before or after. So you could have a CITO with breakfast or coffee, do the CITO and then leave. Or you could do the CITO and then go to lunch after it. And that's perfectly acceptable. Look right in the guidelines and they'll give you guidelines on how to do that.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Because that's been a challenge over the years, either too much event stacking or not enough. Yeah. So
I think that makes perfect sense. So,
Yep. So just one, not two.
Yeah.
Ready for two. Yeah. Either, something to get us all sugared up to go out and conquer, or something to celebrate at the end to bring everybody together afterwards. So thank you for that. Yeah, good to know.
So what other tips do you have that we haven't touched on?
For doing a cash in, trash out?
Yeah.
Well, those are the main
Those
ones.
are the main ones?
Yeah, other than, it's a good idea to, if you are hosting, provide water for your people or whatever is appropriate for the terrain and the climate, so people can be as comfortable as possible. And also there's some things that you don't want to touch, honestly.
Needles.
Like needles and things. So that's where you want to have that flagging tape where you can tape something and get the coordinates to share with the appropriate authorities. Some strange things have been found that we don't want to touch, and there's no need to do that. So those are my main ones there.
And we've touched on before, and about getting the word out to the rest of the community that this is what geocaching, this is their thing. This is what we do. And I had not been geocaching very long, and we were doing a CITO on Beacon Hill area. And one of our local cachers had made arrangements with the local TV to come out and do a little story on this. And what's funny is the person designated at the time as the leader of our band was freaked out about this. She did not want to be able to do this on TV. And so Jim Mountain Goat 50 stepped in and did this fantastic job talking with this reporter who was on the news about what geocaching is and why we are doing this. And that particular, we picked up a bunch of trash.
Oh yeah.
That one. And so, it was very successful. We had a great pickup. We had local news coverage. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So thank you for reminding me about all of that. So yeah, reach out to your local news agencies. Perhaps you'll get on the news even. It's something
they're looking for content. So
yeah, good.
And
content.
they're looking for
good
good news content as well. Yeah,
especially these days. Yeah. So social media and any of your local news agencies. Yeah. Get out those press releases. They're super easy to write. Just top it into Chat GPT and they'll spiff it up for you what you need to share with your local news agencies. I see Tom hand has come up and really long. So, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I'll keep it brief.
We got nothing but time. Don't worry.
Yeah. I do remember doing a CITO cutting English ivy that was growing up trees, and one of the strangest ones that I did, Parks had taken over an old farm or whatever, and a bunch of us geocachers got out there and took down a couple of miles worth of barbed wire, rolled it up, hauled it to a truck and a trailer. Yeah, we had a truck and a trailer full when we left. So it was, and I think that actually went to recycling. Probably 800 to 1,000 pounds of barbed wire. And you definitely want to have hand sanitizer and a first aid kit.
And thick gloves.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Uncle Casher in chat is saying, don't forget the trash bags and plastic gloves are helpful. And that is true. But now maybe, out here in the West, we need real thick gloves because
for sure. Yeah.
I think everybody needs them. It's just, but yeah, definitely hand protection.
Yeah. I'd love to see, speaking of hands, how many of us have run into barbed wire while we're out geocaching as a surprise, not expecting it? Yeah. So that's a cool one to do that as a cleanup. And you're really good at spotting it. Plus, you have a better perspective, being a foot taller than me. But
she's being kind. How I spot it is I trip and land on my face, and then she goes, "Oh, that must be barbed wire there."
Yeah. And Jim had mentioned getting your tetanus shot. Yeah. So I'm actually allergic to tetanus antitoxin, so I have to be careful around rusty things. So I don't do them.
And then again, we're spoiled. Our little group here in Spokane, because our major CITO organizer has a vast supply of the little picker-upper things.
Oh,
So you don't
grabbers.
even have to bend over.
Those
Yeah.
are nice.
Mhm.
Definitely nice to have too. Yeah. Well, this has been a great discussion, guys. So I think we've all shared some really good tips and some ideas for hosting just a regular cash in, trash out, and then some creative ones that we can do. So I'd like to challenge you all to, at the very least, attend one here the next couple of months for the season. And if there aren't any in your area, host one. It's they're fun to host. Definitely a fun way to get cashers together. And as Scott shared with us, then you can also host another event either before or after as a warm up or a reward afterwards too. So it's always fun. I mean, prizes for the weirdest thing that you found or whatever works with what you are planning to do for your cash in trash out event. Cool. So I do have one thing to share. Tonight is sponsored by Cash Advance event packages. So I'm going to post a link there for event packages that we have. And if you are hosting a CITO event, let us know when if you are going to order one of these. And we can make it more cash in, trash out friendly for your particular event. Our event packages range from $25 all up to $300, where we can do something even special for you. Just let us. We just need to know what it is. So as you'll know, I've been hosting events, have hosted events and been a part of events for decades now. And so it's fun to put those together for folks if they want, you don't want to spend the time picking out all the things that you want to award as prizes. We can put it all together for you. Just let us know your budget and definitely put that together for you. So that is what tonight's Mappy Hour is sponsored by, is the Cash Advance event packages. So take a look, see what you think, and happy to help you out with prizes and awards and some donations for your events coming up. And shout for Omega and Block Party. Yeah, for sure, Ryan. Yeah. Love to help out with that. Yeah, and we do custom coins too, but that's a whole nother story. I think we had some random pet checks fly by. Hilo has come and gone. We saw Molly. We saw Nigel briefly. And and a frog that's soon to be out in the field. A couple of frogs.
A purple dinosaur.
Oh, that looks like a cash crate frog there, Mike. Might have been. Yeah.
Oh, it's not a purple dinosaur.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. There's Elise.
Oh my goodness, look at you, Elise. Great. Well, thank you, everybody. This has been fun. For sure. And all the Cash Crate members, thank you for sharing your frogs there. We had a little frog theme going on with some of the items, along with a vehicle theme in the Cash Crates.
And so I get into the car she normally drives last night, vehicle, and there's a frog. So
yeah. I got to pick up the litter of the frogs. Yeah. Oh, Mike's showing off more of the frogs. Some of those are jumping frogs too, so you can have fun with those. Let us know how far they fly.
Are any poisonous?
No.
Okay.
Hopefully not. Well, you shouldn't be eating them for sure. Well, thanks, guys, everybody, for sharing.
Oh, Lori.
Lori got the green one?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think there were 4 or 5 different colors of those big.
Oh, there were different colors. Cool.
There were. Yeah. Mike got a purple one.
Mike got a purple one.
Oh.
You had the green.
Yeah, collect them all.
Yeah. We do have some extras left over, so they might be going into the event packages going out for the next few days while we're still in the frog theme. Cool.
Okay.
All right, I guess we'll go ahead. Sorry, guys, the drinks are full price now.
They have been for a while.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, boo. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Same cash time, same cash channel. Take care, everybody. Happy caching.